To meet our finalists, Jim Marico. Jimmy, take it.
Thank you very much, Paul Sunderland and Tim Hovland. It is hot. Is it hot, San Antonio? Yeah, baby. Once again, folks, welcome to Championship Court. Let's meet our finalists. First of all, out of the sunny state of Florida, making his first appearance in the finals, ladies and gentlemen, Big H.O. Henry Russell. Next up, a gentleman we like to call the Rocket Squirrel. We haven't seen him in the finals in a while. Out of Orange County, California, now living in Florida. Say hello to Eric Wurts. Next up, out of Rio de Janeiro, Copacabana Beach, Brazil, the High Flying Jose Loiola, 1997, King of the Beach. Last but certainly not least, two-time Olympic gold medalist, ladies and gentlemen, the AVP MVP, Mr. Kent Steffes.
Well, the crowd certainly looking forward to, I'm not sure what they're looking forward to, Tim, because Henry Russell and Eric Wurts have had an absolutely marvelous tournament, but a lot of talk about how tired Henry Russell would be, and for more on exactly that in this confrontation in the finals, let's go down to Craig Hummer with Kent Steffes.
Yeah. Thanks, Paul. I tell you what, Ken, you guys beat him earlier today. You've been sitting in the shade, waiting in the wings. What are going to be some of the keys to repeat the victory and take out the tournament?
Well, we were sitting in the shade sweating in there. It's 100 degrees out here. It's hot. We're just hoping to keep the same fire we had in the finals of the winners, and hopefully we get a good lead on them. We can win it.
All right, go after it. Good luck. Take it away, guys.
All right, thank you, Craig. Kent Steffes and Jose Loiola have won 5 tournaments this season in Phoenix, Riviera, and Clearwater. Those 3, their worst finish is a 5th in Dallas a couple of weeks ago, and then beat Troy Tanner and Randy Stokos in an abbreviated fashion last week. But Tim Hovland, what do Henry Russell and Eric Wurts have to do to slow down this juggernaut?
The bad thing happened already. They're on the bad side to start off with. So they've got to get a couple points here. Don't go down 5-0. But you know, the bad thing is that Kent Steffes and Jose Loiola, when they smell blood, they go for it, and they go for the kill right off the bat.
There you see Eric Wurts, the experienced one, 13th season on tour. You see just 3 years shy of 40 years of age. Mike Dodd-esque sort of chronological numbers. And Eric Wurts appearing in his first final since 1992. So that is a long drought that is over right now. And speaking of over, Steffes right over the top of Henry Russell.
Can you say way over?
I can say way over if you say please.
Way over. That is elbow. That's a nice shot, Kent Steffes.
Kent Steffes, now 28 years of age, has accomplished so much. 94 wins so far in his career, 4th all time. Of course, you know who the leaders are. Smith, Kirai, Stokos, and then Kent Steffes. That ball is blocked by Jose Loiola. He says no touch. 4 contacts called by the umpire.
I thought Jose got it, but here it is again from off the net. Might have just barely touched it. Greg Krause had a better angle of it. Follows the 4 hit.
Boy, that's a tough call very early on. Eric Wurts at only about 6 feet tall. Great springs indeed, and a lot of quickness. And we've talked about how the surface is hard packed, but it's going to be hard for him to side out against the likes of Kent Steffes and Jose Loiola. That ball served just long, and they're definitely on the good side.
They're definitely on the good side. Look at the wind. The wind's picked up just a little bit. Both of them got great jump serves, and when they're off the net, if Eric's off the net, they're going to retreat, bring that ball up.
Henry Russell won just over $35,000 last year. There you see his specifics, looking for his first win. This is the best way to get there. This is his first ever final. When was your first ever final, Tim?
State Beach.
Oh, I remember that.
Alvin Dodd versus Fishburne and Selznick, and we took it 15-10.
And I remember that is when both you and Mike were training with the U.S. national team, and you came back to practice first thing Monday morning.
A little late.
Oh, talk about dog-eared.
I got chills for that one.
Steffes bombing from the left side, and right away, Kent Steffes talked about getting off to a good early start. They have done exactly that. They lead 2-0 from the good side. This is the finals here in San Antonio, the Miller Lite AVP Tour.
Both Russell and Wurts are going to be a little nervous first time out here. Just a little bit long in that jump serve. You just got to get over it. Try and get into the match. Get in that same rhythm they played with against Karch and Adam. Don't press too much. Let it come to you.
Well, they've just had a fantastic tournament. Advanced all the way through to the finals of the winner's bracket before losing to Loiola and Steffes. Beat Kirai and his new partner Adam Johnson. If you're just joining us, Karch Kirai indeed back on the tour, making his first regular season appearance of 1997. And Eric Wurts may be starting to get a feel a little bit defensively, but Russell's got to block the ball.
Well, that's a nice shot by Ken Steffes. Kent's main weapon is that line shot. 80% of the balls that are on the net, he's going to go high line, which is almost impossible to stop. Nice try by Eric, but like you said before, Henry Russell's got to get up there with the one hand, try to soft block the ball, anything to touch it.
Steffes going at Russell, not a good pass, and very, very clever shot by Eric Wurts.
I thought that was almost open hand. Must have just barely. Watch Eric come across, just roll shot under the block of Jose Loiola, side out. That is a very difficult move to make. Came up almost like he was going to set the ball and then cut it underneath the block.
Boy, Jose Loiola just way up and over. I don't know how Eric Wurts got that by. Loiola sees Eric Wurts up there, and he's just swinging away, oblivious of any block up there.
Copacabana heat down the middle. Nobody's touching that. Watch this flying Lundy. Boom, straight over the top. Henry Russell has not touched the ball in that block yet.
Jose Loiola going back, cranking the jump serve, just with a lot of velocity. This year's King of the Beach wants to close this out. Remember last week, they wanted a final, but Troy Tanner, just exhausted in the heat, could not finish the match. It was called at 5-0.
They both got so much fire. They fire each other up. They want to get it over as quickly as possible. They go back there and play as good, as hard as they can for as short a period of time as possible. But Eric Wurts has the answer right there.
Now, let's assume for a minute that Eric Wurts and Henry Russell are together again next week. But Henry Russell's stock has got to go up significantly with a lot of other good players on the tour. What will this do for the rest of his season?
If you get a finish like that, everybody, you get noticed. There's no doubt about it. When you start going down the phone list, you go, Henry Russell, second. He goes up to the top right there. Hey, Henry, what are you doing?
Speed dial gets changed in a hurry.
He gets entered in everybody's speed dial.
Jose Loiola missing that one. Of course, Jose had a marvelous season last year and started off this year by winning the King of the Beach. He's 27 years of age now, 18 career wins, and just short of $1 million. If they win this week, and maybe getting a little bit ahead of myself, but he'll be just $50,000 short of $1 million career prize money. Steffes off the top of Henry Russell. Wurts will get to that. And earlier today, they would have made that play.
That's what I'm talking about. Just soft blocking the ball just like that. That's a good touch. Give Eric something to deal with. He should have brought that ball up better. Couldn't happen. Watch this. Off the top right here. Eric has that ball. He just went back over his head. He should have brought that towards the net. Didn't happen. But they know they can get a little feel about it. Get a little feel for it.
Well, they just need to get on the scoreboard. They need to have something positive happen, and that's certainly something negative. Kent Steffes and Jose Loiola consistently playing better beach volleyball than maybe anybody in the world right now, and they break on top 4-1. We bring you the sights of course, never forget the Alamo. I've been inside the museum there on the side of the Alamo. It's a great place to see, of course, the Riverwalk here, the Alamo Dome that's going to be rocking next year with David Robinson healthy, of course, the #1 pick in Tim Duncan. And speaking of #1, the leader of this squad, I'll tell you, is head coach Jim Mingus. What would he be saying to them then, and what about his role as their coach?
He's saying you're going to the bad side right now. You're up 4-1, but concentrate. You can concentrate, get a few good points on the bad side. You can close this match out.
Well, they are on top 4-1.
More teams need a coach.
Well, it's just a question of money, isn't it?
It is a question of money. But especially in this kind of heat, you just don't think clearly because you're too tired. You're making some dumb mistakes. If the coach is there saying, hey, come on, you've done this once, do it again, etc., really straightens you out.
Maybe Jim can wander over and give Henry Russell a little bit of advice. Although he gets this one by, we know that he is a very, very tired volleyball competitor.
First time at the dance, I don't care how tired you are.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you make a very good point. The first time in the finals has got to be a very, very exciting moment for anybody. And what a great stage for him to just come out and continue as many good matches as you play on a Friday, if it's a 3-day tournament, or a Saturday. This is what it's all about.
Oh, you're at the show right now. This is what you work for. You come out here and you give it all you have.
If you can. Remember Henry Russell taking a couple of IV bags earlier in the day, and he may well be completely out of gas and just have hit the wall. Played a marvelous match just about half an hour ago against Karch Kirai and Adam Johnson. And you know of Henry Russell, the former Marine who's gone through worse than I think you and I want to even think about. If he could do it, he would be out there.
He's giving it a good try. But they've got to get back here and concentrate on serving some aces. They need some cheap points. They can't outlast this team. They get the cheap aces, get back in this game, and give it a shot.
Well, right now they trail 5-1. Of course, Steffes and Loiola were undefeated last week, winners in Corpus Christi, and have continued just to play solid volleyball. And Eric Wurts knows that. He's trying to get aces.
Well, you're looking at athletically, Loiola and Steffes are superior to any team on the beach. Then you throw in the rest on top of that. I mean, it's a very uphill battle from there.
Are you surprised they haven't won every tournament so far?
No, it's impossible to win every tournament out here. Just because sometimes mentally you're not ready to fire up for that. You come in, it's raining, there's tough wind. You never know what the conditions you're going to be dealing with. They can win in any conditions. I'm not saying that, but sometimes mentally you're not ready to do it.
And as much as we hear about, of course, Jose Loiola and Kent Steffes and Mike Dodd and so many of the other top teams, as Wurts and Russell take a sand time out there first of this
swatch
final.
Timeout.
A swatch timeout, indeed. You know, there are just a lot of players who early on, there's a lot more depth of field here now, and you've got to play good volleyball throughout the course of the tournament to advance.
Especially being the #1 seed, you get in the 32nd seed, which is the easiest draw you can get. If you're in the 5th and 6th seed, you're playing some real tough opponents. They're the #1 seed. They have the easiest road in the hottest places. Those two go together.
Well, just ask Brian Lewis and Bill Bullion, the #4 seed, who lost not once but twice to Guilherme and Pará. The Brazilians are up to the 29th seed now.
The Brazilian nightmare.
Boy, I would not want to see them in my part of the draw.
We might be seeing some changes next week.
Well, we'll see. You were intimating about that. Maybe get into that a little bit more as this final goes on. But right now, Jose Loiola and Kent Steffes absolutely, completely in control. And not a surprise. That's not to take anything away from Henry Russell and Eric Wurts. They've played an extra match. They have had to play Kirai and Johnson twice today and beat them twice.
Shell-shocked them, I'd have to say.
Beat them 14-11 on time, and then just absolutely dominated in our semifinal, the final of the losers bracket.
Nice gust of wind coming up right now.
Feels good up here. I don't know if they're getting any of it down on center court.
That's it. It's 100 degrees in the shade. It's probably 115 down there in the court with no air. Nice cross-court shot by Eric Wurts.
Of course, it's still just the end of the month of May here in San Antonio and places like Corpus Christi. Why don't we, schedule like the brutal man of beach volleyball and come back here in August?
I want to put together the coldest tournament, the hottest tournament on glass.
Tournament on glass.
It's a tough man tournament.
That's broken glass, I guess.
Ground up glass.
I gotcha.
Can't be broken too, These feet are pretty tough out here, but not that tough. It's a bad pass.
Well, this is going to be a score here.
Oh, boy.
Oh, look out. And the domination continues. Eric Wurts and Henry Russell, it seems, really fired up to take on Kirai and Johnson, but nothing left.
No one up. Kent puts him right on the net. Nice set, Kent. He's saying, give me some more. A little too tight.
That pokey into the block of Jose Loiola. Nice little tap. Pretty creative shot by Henry Russell. But that ball out of bounds. And we talked about the good performances of Kent Steffes and Jose Loiola as we get a chance to take another look.
I think creative is only used if the ball goes in. It's a bad shot for me. Creativity is when it hits the line.
Okay.
That's a bad shot.
I'll remember that. I'll remember that. Hey, you were never one to say to your partner, good thought.
Oh, no, not a good try,
idea.
But you just missed. No, that doesn't play.
I got you.
If they hit the line, you give them the high five.
Henry Russell grew up in Florida. one of a couple of players from the state of Florida here on the AVP Tour, Burke Steffes. So ably doing stats for us again this week, also from the state of Florida.
Burke was just telling me that's his old partner out there. Says, what's wrong with this world? I'm doing the 25th and Henry's in the finals. And that's how the AVP changes every week. I mean, last week he had a 25th and 17th. Is here in the finals. Right. A lot more parity.
Well, not much parity right now when it comes to Jose Loiola and Kent Steffes. 8th tournament of the year. They have 5 victories. Won every tournament of the regular season, of course, after the King of the Beach, except for Dallas, which Dodd and Whitmarsh won, and except for Fort Myers, which Dodd and Whitmarsh won. Both of those were single a limb. So right now, only 2 teams have notched victories in the 97 season. Steffes just bombing over Henry Russell, who said he felt fine.
Said.
Yeah.
Key word.
Steffes doesn't usually play to the crowd, but he knows this was a pretty good shot.
Nice set by Jose. Up and over and down on the line.
This is more. This has more a feeling of a coronation than a competition right now. Wurts. Now that was creative.
That's creative.
Okay, that works. Okay.
And a lefty Louis. Nice control there. Kent was actually telling me a funny story this week. He says he got a phone call and he picks up the phone and somebody goes, "Is Scott there?" And Kent goes, "Karch, is that you?" And Karch goes, "Kent?" Well, Karch had dialed the wrong phone number trying to talk to Scott, dialed Kent's number on accident, and then Karch composed himself, "Hey, Kent, how you doing?" So funny. I've done the same thing. I call Mike all the time trying to call somebody else. I thought that was pretty funny for the human computer to make a little mistake.
There is still a connection there. Whether they will ever be partners on the beach again, probably at this point, is pretty doubtful the way Kent Steffes and Jose Loiola are playing. And Kent Steffes doesn't usually play to the crowd, but feeling absolutely and totally control of the situation here in San Antonio. The AVP San Antonio Open is brought to you by Miller Lite, who reminds you that anything can happen at Miller time. By Swatch watches, Swiss-made timing pieces, timing only the sports that matter. And by the Hard Rock Cafe, where the AVP rocks. In San Antonio, Steffes and Loiola, the #1 seeds, absolutely dominating here in the finals. And a report on the status of Henry Russell and Eric Wurts. Let's go down to Craig Hummer.
Thanks a lot, Sonny. I tell you what, I was talking to Henry at the break. Very tired. The heat is definitely taking its toll. I asked him if he's going to be able to finish. He said he will be able to finish. He's just dead tired. I mean, he's completely exhausted. So we'll have to see whether they're able to put on some points on the board or whether it's going to go 14-15-1. Back to you.
Wonder how Craig Hummer is surviving down there. Just recently in Puerto Rico, a little conditioning before he came here to San Antonio.
His ears look a little red to me. Give him some water.
Look at Kent Steffes and Jose Loiola just playing to the crowd. This is their show.
They can feel it. They know they've got the big one landed right now. It's on the line. They're reeling it in. But no.
Could anybody? I mean, let's remember that Eric Wurts and Henry Russell beat Kirian Johnson twice. Yeah. Could anybody have given Jose and Kent a run this weekend?
This weekend, not in my estimation, no. They're playing too good. They're fired up. You win the winner's bracket, this kind of heat, it's a huge advantage. This is why I prefer the single elimination. You go single elimination, it's an even battle coming out. You might lose, and you're not coming back. But right now, obviously, this is a mismatch. Henry Russell's played too many extra matches. In this kind of heat, one extra match is too much, let alone 2.
Especially against a quality opponent that you really have to focus on in Karch Kirian. Adam Johnson emotionally takes a big toll as well. Henry Russell with the cut shot. Able to side out there, but it hasn't been too much and probably not enough gas left in the tank. And Henry Russell took a couple of bags before their match against Kirian Johnson and said he wasn't going to take another before the finals. It's a mistake?
Mistake, no doubt about it. That's the adrenaline coming off that win. should have calmed down, gone into the air conditioning, bagged it up a little bit, and come out with a little more juice.
There's a lot of controversy about whether or not it should be allowed for players to take IV bags. It's quite common in a lot of sports, particularly professional football and college football. There's no rule against it.
Yeah, well, I think they charge you $200 or something for to take it and then come back and play. I'll just find that out with the AVP. But if it's 100 degrees, straight down spike by Ken Steffes. If it's 100 degrees, right, you have to.
I think the rule is that if you take the bag and continue, you get charged. Eric Wurts completely laid out here as we get another look.
Overset by Henry Russell and straight down.
Well, the domination continues, and I think with the energy that Steffes and Loiola continue to exhibit, I don't think anybody could give them a go today.
Oh, Henry, that's not going to play on the baby's court.
Are Steffes and Loiola trying to send a message? It seems like they're trying to do more than just win this tournament. Are they trying to set the table for the rest of the season?
The Muhammad Ali shuffle, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Ain't nobody bigger than me. I'm not sure. They're playing pretty good right now. Look at Lyle. He's still going for the ball. They're up 10-1. He does a flying Lundy 30 feet off the court and brings the ball up. That's good effort. Steffes is celebrating already.
Steffes sharing high fives. Jose Loiola coming over to take a drink, and Henry Russell and Eric Wurts down 11-1 and almost out. It has been confirmed now. Steffes and Loiola firmly in control of this final against Wurts and Russell. 11-1. It seems that it's only a matter of time. Henry Russell has hung in as long as he can. Time now to get to our Irish Spring Sport AVP files. This week featuring on the road. I would imagine that you could do not the AVP files, but the AVP library.
Oh, yeah. I hope it wasn't an AVP player.
No. Well, you never know.
No way. No way.
Jose Loiola and Kent Steffes on top. 11-1. Eric Wurts able to side out. Of course, we talked about all of the upsets this week. Mike Dodd and Mike Whitmarsh finished a very, very disappointing 17th, as did Canyon Seaman and Dane Blanton. They were also a 17th. Bill Bullion and Brian Lewis, their worst finish of the year. They were a 9th. Rob Heiger and new partner Raul Papaleo, after being dropped by Adam Johnson, they finished 7th. Rob felt pretty positive about their partnership. And Kent Steffes, the backspin knuckle pokey floating into the deep corner.
You don't practice that one. That was a lucky shot. Right now, everything's going their way.
Well, they're just enjoying it. They know that they're going to win this match. There's, you know, unless Jose or Kent sprain an ankle or break a finger or whatever, they've won this match.
Weirder things have happened. I don't know how much weirder.
Can you think of one?
Phoenix.
Well, that was weird. That was weird. But 12-1, a team coming out of the losers with Henry Russell in his first final and exhausted,
with nothing in the tank,
against the most physical team in the world, who were well rested.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's just going on one right now. Eric Wurts stuffed by Jose Loiola.
See, but they're still fired up. That's just what I like about Jose and Kent. They are getting each other fired up. They don't want to get out of here as quickly as possible. They don't want to have this go down.
A more emotional team week in, week out than Steffes and Kirai?
Yes. Yes. Karch, I played with Karch. Great player. He's a lot like Mike Dodd. Even Mike Dodd's a little more emotional. I mean, it makes the great plays, but Loiola's got that Brazilian flair, get you going. You know, as you can see right now, they're dominating and they're having fun while they're doing it.
Well, enjoying the partnership and enjoying the fruits of it. Already, Kent Steffes has won almost $100,000, and Jose Loiola more than that, as we get another look at a side out by Eric Wurts. Because of his win at the King of the Beach, he's won $137,000 already this season. Wurts with a dig, and Henry Russell really just keeping the ball in play. Wurts was in no position to make a swing. And Steffes, why is Steffes' line shot the best on the beach?
The best on the, look the way he places the ball about 3 inches off that line or right on the line. Even if you're sitting there, you're not going to get it. You lay out, you might get a touch on it, but he puts it in that deep corner right on the line. Some other guys are about 3 feet inside. You can pick those up. Kent are right on the line.
And Kent also 6'5", jumps exceptionally well, hitting it way above the top of the block. Steffes taking a look, trying to cutty Sark, and that one just short of Henry Russell.
But his cut shot has something to be desired, I'd have to say.
Yeah, if there's one, Michael Jordan, what's the chink in his armor?
You know.
Doesn't have
his
one.
His 3-point shot, maybe.
Well, on a given night.
His half-court shot.
Not regularly.
Yeah.
For the NBA, and a lot of excitement's going to be coming back to this city in San Antonio. We talked about Tim Duncan, David Robinson, Sean Elliott. Tough person coming back. And could it be possible that Eric Wurts and Henry Russell could come back? One would certainly not think so, but they finally got off the French fry, and now they trail 13-2. For Wurts and Russell, they trail 13-12. San Antonio is a city of culture and history and so many things to do when you visit. One of the great landmarks is the Alamo. We already showed you that, but one marvelous place to visit is the Riverwalk that runs right through downtown San Antonio. And you see Jose Loiola and Kent Steffes. They stop by to the Hard Rock Cafe along with Coach Jim Mingus, and now Jose Loiola's jersey is on display forever and a day at the Hard Rock Cafe. And certainly appropriate that you see that they have an involvement with Jose Loiola, and he would do them right by winning here. And he also won at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas when he won the King of the Beach, and they're going to win again here, 2 in a row, and 6 out of 8. And we were down to 99 just a few moments ago, but our Swatch courtside thermometer back up to 100 degrees, and it's relatively late in the afternoon. We thought there was a cooling trend coming along when we got down to 99.
It's 4:30 and it's getting hotter as nighttime approaches.
Everybody in the truck sending word that they are wonderfully comfortable in their air conditioning. Thank you so much.
Craig Hummer's down and looks like he's going to lose about 5 or 6 pounds today.
13-32.
2 points away from back-to-back victories here in Texas. Last week in Corpus Christi. And they're going to get to it. Kent Steffes over the top, out of bounds, but Henry Russell into the net, and we go to match point number 1. We should give some sincere and hearty congratulations to the 14th seeded team of Henry Russell and Eric Wurts. A marvelous weekend, but they have completely run out of gas here in the finals against the best team in the world right now.
Heck of a tournament for them. Learn from this experience, train a little harder, maybe in the heat of the day. A lot of these guys train in the morning or in the late afternoon. Go out maybe at 1 o'clock. Use the heat so you can play in the same conditions you play during the weekend.
Kent Steffes going for it and missing the jump serve there at championship point. Henry Russell goes back to serve. But also, you know, this is the most top-level games that Henry Russell has played. His best finish was a 5th this year with Nick Hanneman at Riviera Beach. And although we said in 1996 he was the AVP's most improved player, but it takes you a while to learn how to play late into Sunday at a high level.
You gotta pace yourself. He feels like Mike Tyson has teed off on him right now. He's kind of spun out there.
Game point number 2 for Jose Loiola. Yeah, to give him a delay of game. They're
give
playing
him a red card.
They are playing so much to the crowd. That ball served just out of bounds. They want to end it with an ace. But, you know, you've been where Henry Russell is right now. He is in severe distress.
He's in lockup. He could be locking up after this is over. You go to the airport, you're in the backseat of a car, all of a sudden you get both leg cramps. Hey, that's part of the game.
Give him a lot of credit for sticking it out. Eric Wurts still with some spring, and he's going to get his hands on every ball he can because he knows his partner can't hit the ball. Jose Loiola running out of room. Good hustle by Jose Loiola, chasing down that errant dig by Kent Steffes. But we talked about Henry Russell, but give a lot of credit to Eric Wurts. I mean, you know that he got most of the serves all weekend long until Henry started to get tired.
Henry went up there, blocked probably a little bit more. Eric Wurts has been on tour for a long time. He lives in Florida, used to this kind of heat.
Well, this is a mild day then.
This is a walk in the park.
Eric Wurts, tough deep serve.
Hit it.
Yeah, Wurts is going to hit this on too if he can. Dig by Steffes. Does Henry have anything left?
Oh, Henry. Oh, Henry.
And the crowd here at center court knows what's going on. They know that he is on absolutely gasping on last legs and playing on fumes.
Watch the jump here. Minute, but he gets the job done, puts it down the middle. The badge of courage, dead. Oh, Henry Russell.
Well, showing a lot of gut sticking it out here in these conditions and just exhausted. Eric Wurts trying to make something happen. No question early on. Steffes and Loiola dominated. They were on top 4-1, then 9-1, 13-2 at this 13-1, and then 14-1 at the side change, 14-2, now 14-4. This one was never in doubt.
They lost this one on the coin flip.
Henry Russell is dug. For the championship, Steffes over the top and down. So before a very, very supportive crowd here on the campus of St. Mary's University in San Antonio, Texas, Jose Loiola and Kent Steffes enjoying the coronation as the best beach volleyball team in the world. Certainly this week, they win here in San Antonio. Today here in San Antonio, temperatures well in excess of 100 degrees in the shade, and certainly far beyond that on center court, where Kent Steffes and Jose Loiola win their 6th tournament of the year and the 2nd in a row. It was never in doubt, although Henry Russell and Eric Wurts hung in as long as they could, both very, very exhausted, particularly Henry Russell. Now let's go back down to the court. It's time for Craig Hummer with the winners.
Thanks again, Sunday. Kent, 6 for 8 this season. I mean, if any match this year has put the stamp on your dominance, it seemed to be today.
Certainly. I mean, we knew it was going to be hot, and those guys had played that extra game. I think Henry looked a little cooked out there, but he played with a lot of heart. I mean, just to finish the game and to play as well as he did in this tournament, he had a great tournament, and it kind of let us loosen up. So we sort of got back and started banging some balls down and jump serving hard and playing to the crowd, and we probably can play better that way. We ought to loosen up like that more often.
I know. Speaking of loosening up, Jose, like Kent said, you guys were playing it up with the crowd. I mean, I've never seen you guys have more fun in a match.
Oh, I think you got to understand one thing here, you know, we're here. Besides that, we play hard, you know. It's exciting. We need to get the crowds going to the tournament, you know. We like to see the fans. They are great. They're here. We like to be part with them. So that's why we get the crowds on, you know. They're really excited. They're really great in San Antonio. That's all.
Kent, one final question. Looking ahead, you've got the Miller Lite Grand Slams coming up. You've had the success like we talked about. Are you starting to think at all about these matches?
Well, you know, we certainly won the early matches, but it's only important if you win the big matches. I mean, that's the one that everyone's shooting for, and in those tournaments, you're going to be seeing everybody play well. I don't think the tour has been really particularly playing well up to this point yet, but when those big money tournaments come along and those big Grand Slams come along, you're going to see the level of play rise a lot higher. And Jose and I got to adjust our game and raise it another level up there like that.
All right, well, you guys, it's going to be amazing to see that adjusted level. Congratulations again. Back to you guys.
All right, Craig Hummer with the winners, Kent Steffes and Jose Loiola. But I think Kent Steffes is exactly right. Karch Kirai back this weekend. Maybe we'll get Scott Akatubby back, and Dodd and Whitmarsh also need to get back among the elite teams. But this week it was all Steffes and Loiola.